on EA Sports.
Siblings, nothing but my children. When they disappearing, I'm in a city with a flag be getting thrown like it was pass interference, padlock around the building. Crash pulling up in a marked truck just to play freeze tag with a bone to pick like it was sea bass. So when I made it out, I made about 50K from a show, trying to show the ropes before they from a. I'm prophetic. They only talk about it how I get it.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon on this mid-November afternoon. Seahawks and Rams in the NFL Rivalry Series underway from SoFi. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. The Seahawks and the Rams, one of the better rivalries in recent history. Both teams had dominant eras, each centered on different sides of the ball. The Rams, the greatest show on turf, of course. Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. And then after that, you had the Legion of Boom era up in Seattle with that great secondary, Richard Sherman, Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner at linebacker. It would have been fun to see what would have happened if the Rams offense went up against that Seahawks defense. Would have been fireworks one way or the other. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Well, he's one of the top receivers in the game, Charles, so no surprise here on the opening drive they want to get him involved, and he has catches on back-to-back plays.
And, Brandon, I look at it from the defense's perspective. You know he's one of the top receivers in the game. You've got to find ways to slow him down because if he gets into high gear, he's going to shred you all game long.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They'll run for the first time here with Kyren Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now fourth down. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Now it's Stafford. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be left with a second and about a foot. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there.
And he'll get into the end end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Devontae Adams, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they like, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Seahawks, nothing.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here come the Seahawks now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a Southern California kid. Played his college ball in L.A. at USC. At quarterback, it's Sam Darnold. Looking to put a drive together. Off of play action, Darnold. And complete to Smith-Njigba. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
First carry here for Ken Walker. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Now Darnold keeps it. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for fourth down.
That wound up backfiring. Instead of handing it to your workhorse fullback or running back, they went quarterback sneak, and now they have to punt it away.
The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on fourth down to punt this one away. Xavier Smith deep for L.A. Shifts by him. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Rams coming back out, dressed in their new NFL Rivalries-inspired uniforms, known as Midnight Mode. Now remember, the Rams went to a darker blue during their Greatest Show on Turf era, and it's back to some extent in what they're calling Midnight Navy, but it's the yellow on the sleeves, the nod to the 70s and the 80s era of Rams football that really sells the whole deal. Pretty sharp. Now Stafford. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
At the 16-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. That's a jet sweep. This is Adams. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 11.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken in at the 22. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Seattle.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And Walker with it over the middle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. The pressure that time right up the middle, and he was able to wiggle in there pretty easily and get the sack.
Yeah, sometimes you end up getting caught in a little bit of a breakdown about who to block up front, and that creates the gap there, and he took full advantage, got to the quarterback, and finished off the sack.
To throw is Darnold. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Now he's going to step up and run. Darnold, he can beat you in a number of ways, and there the scramble for the first. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Play action, it's Darnold. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Darnold setting up the screen here. This is Walker. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was Kenneth Walker who finished things off with a touchdown catch. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. LA set to take over again on offense. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that, second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Second and a couple. Again, it's Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This ain't what you want.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Stafford now to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Colby Parkinson, 36 yards. And the Rams will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Darnold now to throw. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. So halftime here out west, let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. touchdown ball game. 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Running right, here's Walker. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's caught here by Adams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They give it to Williams, running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Here's Stafford. On the slant, connects with Devontae Adams. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Smith brings it in, going across the middle. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Second and 2 on the Seahawks 30-yard line.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Haven't been a defensive coordinator yet. The thing second and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. 29 yards for Kyren Williams. And the Rams will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
We see this a lot on third and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming.
For the extra point.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was capped off by the Kyren Williams touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Darnold from the gun. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
3rd and 14.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Back to throw, Darnold. Going up top for Cup. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. 56 yards.
First down, Seahawks.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on third down.
Now it's Darnold. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the Rams' 19-yard line.
2nd and 6. Here's Darnold. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
14.
Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Rams getting set to go now. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That's another Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Throwing is Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. Now the Seahawks going to use the 1st of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
At the Seahawks' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 3. Now, quick throw there is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
At the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. On the counter, here's Williams. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss, because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Nice little juke. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So now Darnold and the Seahawks down 24-14. 1:12 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Darnold to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Now Darnold. They'll get this one to Cobb, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Darnold now to throw. That is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the LA Rams with a victory here. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.